those are each called the gyri of the brain, and then the depressions are all the sulci of the brain. And then you've got two hemispheres to your brain. You've got your main central sulcus. The main function of our frontal lobe is going to be forming a lot of our personality, a lot of the way that we react to things. And so the important environment that we're in is actually forming how we perceive things, what we learn from our parents, our teachers, our mentors. So certainly the environment someone grows up in will affect the connections that are made in our frontal lobe. So, have you heard the story of Phineas Gage?
I actually just read about that today.
Did? Yeah. It was.
He had like a hole through his frontal lobe with part of his eye.
Yep. Do you remember what happened to him in that story?
There was a small explosion, and that changed his personality.
Right.
Like made him rude and stuff.
Yeah. He was a really outgoing and friendly guy, lots of friends beforehand, and it only affected his frontal lobe, and he had damage, and it completely changed his personality. So even though he lived and survived an accident like that, which is crazy during that time that someone could survive that, but he was completely different. So yeah, he became rude and mean. No one liked him. So it's going to be your meninges, and your meninges around your brain have three different layers. So the most outer layer here that we see is the dura mater. The second layer is going to be the arachnoid matter, and then the deepest layer that's most intimate with our brain is the pia mater. Yeah. So you can feel how strong that dura mater is. If you ever, when you read about someone having meninges, and so they could have swelling within their cerebrospinal fluid spaces, or even if they have a brain bleed. The reason it's so damaging to the brain is because that pressure will just continue to build up, and it won't break through that. It'll actually push down on the brain first, so that's why it causes the brachial plexus. This is going to be the culprit for causing different types of palsies. So a lot of them, if this top one is injured, that's going to be your C5 level of nerve. And that one's most commonly injured during childbirth. If the doctor has to kind of cradle the head or move it in a certain way to deliver the baby, that's usually the most common cause of that nerve damage. And then the other common one would be the lowest, your T1 level. And so that's going to get damaged if you ever have too much pressure being pulled on you. And the example our professors always gave us in class was if a little kid is walking with their parent holding their hand, and then suddenly the kid wants to run across the street, if there's cars coming, so then the parent yanks. Our brain was our cerebrum, and the little brain is called cerebellum. Cerebellum, very good. So here's half the cerebellum. I always thought the section of the cerebellum looked so cool. Looks like a tree branching out. But that's a whole cerebellum if you want to pick that up and look at it. And it's still got the brainstem intact from before they come up and go to their respective places. So you've got the very top part is going to be the midbrain. This rounded portion is going to be the pons. You can see that, how rounded it is. And then the very bottom part is your medulla oblongata. And then off your medulla is your spinal